This is Pavlos, Pavlidis, and I like going fishing!
Welcome to 5 Minutes with Dad, starring Pavlos and Angela Pavlidis, where you get to spend a few minutes with the smartest and coolest kids in the whole world, and their dad, too. And now, here are your hosts, Pavlos, Angela, and Nick Pavlidis.
Who's ready for an awesome episode of 5 Minutes with Dad?
Me!
That's right. I'm here with Pavlos Pavlidis, and we have a really important episode today. Are you ready, buddy?
Yeah!
Today, it is just about back to school time. A little after school starting by the time you guys are hearing this episode, right?
Yeah.
And we are going to talk about going back to school. Did you want to tell me something? We should talk about what, buddy?
Bad Guys, because it's a book. It's the resource of the week where there's a shark, a piranha, a snake, and a wolf, and they're not perfect, and they're trying to be superheroes and save stuff. The introductions is in the first book. The second book, they try to save chickens and dogs.
Yeah, so Pavlos loves this book set. So we are going to talk about the resource of the week, and it's really important to think about this at the beginning of school time. And Pavlos said it really well when he said there's a piranha and a snake, and what are the other ones? A shark and a wolf, and everybody in the book thinks they're bad guys, right? Because they look mean, right?
Yeah.
But really, they're not perfect. They made mistakes just like everybody, right?
Yeah.
But what they're trying to do is do really good, nice missions like free chicken, save dogs, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but people don't think they're nice missions because people think they're bad, because one of the chicken mission, all the chickens went crazy. The dog mission, all the dogs went finding a place to
because
hide.
They were afraid of the guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the lesson of the book is all about learning that it's what people do that matters, not what they look like, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a really important lesson around back to school time. So if you want, the books are really for older kids, like Pavlos' age, like 4th grade, 3rd grade, or something like that. So these books are a little bit older for older kids than younger kids, but Pavlos really likes these books. So if you want to pick up a copy, there's a number of books, I think 7 or something like that, books in the series. You could go to 5minuteswithdad.com/badguys, and that's our affiliate link to send you over to Amazon to pick up a book. We're going to link you right to book number 1 if you want to check that out. So Pavlos, raising your hand, go for it, buddy.
The books are very short, so you could finish one every night.
Yeah, they're really short books, but they're not a ton of words, but they all talk about how these people are really doing good things, and that is what's really important, right, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what does this have to do with going back to school, Pavlos? What do you think?
You need to read.
You need to read? Yes, absolutely. And what about when you meet people at school who you don't know, other kids you don't know yet? Because, say, for example, Angela's going to Pavlos' school for the first time. She used to go to a different school, but now she's going to Pavlos' school. So she's going to see a lot of people that she knows from around town, but a lot of people that she's never met before. Do you think that can be scary to some people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember what you did when you first went to this school?
I wouldn't move off my mom.
Yeah, you were crying and crying, and the vice principal had to pry you off of her leg, huh?
Yeah.
And now, what do you do?
And before, when I was in 2nd grade, I was still scared, so I had my 2 best friends stand when I get there and wait for me to come down. They stand like right at the gate.
Yes, Pavlos was still a little scared. We didn't need to rip him off Mom's leg, but his 2 friends knew, and they waited right by the walker's gate because that's where Pavlos was walking up to. And then Pavlos went and played with them. And then once 3rd grade hit, my goodness, Pavlos, what did you do?
I left right away.
Yeah, Pavlos ran to school. So sometimes it takes a little bit, even if you know people there, sometimes you
No,
should go.
2nd grade I ran too.
I think, yeah, you did run 2nd grade. So maybe it was 1st grade where your friends met you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's important about that, the lesson from that book, that you judge people on what they do, not what they look like, is that if you're going to school, it can be a little scary if there's a lot of people there. But do you remember, I think we may have said it on an episode before, but do you remember the best way to make a friend? It's a quote by Zig Ziglar. Do you remember that?
No.
The best way to make a friend is to be a friend. Do you know that? So if you be nice to people,
They'll be nice back.
They'll be nice back. Yeah. So if you guys want, go over to 5minuteswithdad.com/bad guys. That'll send you over to pick up the book. So Pavlos, let's talk about 2 things with the new school year. Let's talk about 2 things that you're really looking forward to with the new school year.
Seeing my 2 best friends.
Seeing his 2 best friends, and what else?
And seeing my teacher.
And seeing your teacher.
I had her for Friday Family last year, so I already know her.
Yeah, Pavlos is a new teacher. And tell everybody about your teacher. We're not going to tell anyone's names, but why don't we tell everybody what are some of the things that your teacher does that are... And has, sure.
She has 35 snakes, 2 hamsters, 2 rabbits, 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 birds.
She's got a whole Noah's Ark in her yard, huh? Yeah. She has
2 guinea pigs.
She's got, and doesn't she have rats or something?
Yeah. 3 dancing rats.
Yeah. Pavlos' teacher loves animals. And guess who else loves animals?
Me.
Yes. And we got to do an episode about our animal adventure the other day. Remember what we did?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll surprise everybody. So you got to listen. Make sure you click subscribe and we'll talk about our animal adventure. And so Pavlos is looking forward to meeting his animal-loving teacher and his 2 best friends and his, let me guess, you're looking forward to recess?
Yeah, and
gym class?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pavlos likes to run around and have some fun. So Pavlos is looking forward to that. Is there anything that you're a little nervous about this year, Pavlos?
No.
No? Yeah, Pavlos is going into 4th grade. So he's been in that school. This is from kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and he's got 1 more year there, and then he goes to the middle school. So Pavlos pretty much knows all the corners of that school by now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you looking forward to having Angela at school?
Yeah.
Are you going to see her, you think?
Nah.
No, because they don't really have the 2nd graders and the 4th graders in the same places at the same time, do they?
In 5th grade and 3rd grade, they do. They do. If I'm her buddy, then I'd see her. If my class is her buddy class, then I'd see her every time. If I'm her buddy, then we'd be together every time.
And would you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. So, Pavlos, 2 things you're looking forward to. What about 2 tips for other kids going to school? Say they're a little nervous about school. What do you think? 2 things they could do to make the day easier or nicer or something like that. What are 2 things they could do to have fun at school?
Make new friends.
Ooh, making new friends. And remember, we said the best way to make a friend is to be a friend. So if someone's on the playground and is playing by themselves, maybe they can go up and play with them, or maybe they can help someone out. Angela said when we recorded an episode, they could be helpful to someone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's one other thing that someone can do to, if they're a little bit nervous about it? Oh, maybe they can learn, and when they have a friend, their friend can meet them. If they're in their class, they can meet them to make the morning an easier transition. What do you think?
Yeah.
Did that really help you when you had your friends meeting you?
Well, wait, do you mean at recess?
Yeah, right before school.
All the classes are combined at recess. So yeah, if their friends are in different classes, they can do that same thing too.
Yeah, not if they don't have recess right away.
Every class is recess right away.
Yeah, at your school, but maybe not other schools, right? But maybe they can, whatever they do, they can look forward to something. Usually most schools have something fun to do first thing in the morning. So they can look forward to something fun that they're going to do during that time, whether it's meeting their friend or a specific game or a specific book that they like to read. And then that way they can, instead of going to school...
Or a specific series.
Yeah, a specific series. So instead of thinking of it as going to school, they can say, oh, I'm going to go play with my friend Jimmy or something, or my friend Sally. Or they could say, oh, all right, it's time for me to go read that book of fairy tales or something like that. And then from there, it could be an easier transition into the rest of the day, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Pavlos, you want to tell everybody, thank you for listening to 5 Minutes with Dad. Bye, 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 bye.
Thank you for listening to 5 Minutes with Dad. To connect with Pavlos, Angela, and Nick, subscribe to the 5 Minutes with Dad newsletter at 5minuteswithdad.com.